Welcome to the Pencil Bob channel. I hope you enjoy the story. Remember to like and subscribe. And now the story. Do us a favor, if you don't like something about one of our videos, don't just hit the thumbs down. Leave us a comment so we can improve. Thanks.
The Hudson family had been planning their dream cross-country trip to Scotland for months. Chris, a 45-year-old dad with a perpetual sense of optimism, was determined to make it the best family vacation ever. His wife Nancy, 42 and always ready for an adventure, had meticulously planned the itinerary, while their energetic 12-year-old twin boys, Jeff and John, couldn't wait to explore new lands and try haggis. The trouble began innocently enough. Chris, being the responsible family man he was, decided to take the family car in for a routine servicing before embarking on their grand adventure. Little did he know, the universe had other plans for the Hudsons that day. As he turned the key in the ignition after the service, instead of the familiar purr, the car emitted a series of ominous clunks and groans. Chris frowned, sweat forming on his brow as he desperately turned the key again and again. It was as if the car had decided to rebel against the impending road trip. With a heavy sigh, Chris admitted defeat and called for a tow truck. The service center delivered the grim news: a cracked crankshaft had fatally wounded the motor. Their family vehicle was down for the count, leaving the Hudsons stranded and their dream vacation hanging by a thread. Desperation set in as Chris frantically called around for a rental car. The upcoming holiday weekend had every vehicle booked, and the only option available was a small Kia that could barely accommodate the family, let alone the camper trailer they had planned to tow. With a resigned shrug, Chris booked the car, realizing that the added expense would turn their month-long adventure into a mere 10-day escapade. To make matters worse, the absence of the camper trailer meant trading nights under the stars for motel beds. The Hudsons, who had envisioned a rustic, outdoorsy vacation, now faced the prospect of cramped motel rooms and the drone of air conditioning instead of the soothing sounds of nature. As the family attempted to pack for their trip, they encountered yet another hurdle. The Kia's trunk was barely spacious enough for a weekend getaway, let alone a month-long road trip. Chris scratched his head, surveying the limited space with a mix of frustration and determination. The solution, he decided, was a temporary rooftop luggage carrier, a makeshift solution to their growing list of problems. Just when they thought they had overcome the worst, disaster struck again. 2 days before their departure, Nancy fell victim to a stomach bug, rendering her bedridden and forcing the family to question the fate of their carefully planned journey. In a desperate attempt to salvage the situation, Chris took Nancy to the doctor. However, fate seemed intent on throwing curveballs at the Hudsons. The doctor's diagnosis for the wife: just a stomach flu; the boys, however, chickenpox. Jeff and John, the energetic twins who had been so excited for their Scottish adventure, were now covered in spots and sentenced to quarantine. Nancy, still recovering from her stomach bug, stared at the doctor in disbelief. The dream vacation had unraveled into a nightmare, and the blame game began. Chris, with a furrowed brow, couldn't hold back his frustration. "If only we had vaccinated the boys," he muttered under his breath, prompting Nancy to snap back with a heated retort. "Don't put this one on me. You agreed to it, you idiot." The reality sunk in. Their grand adventure had transformed into a staycation filled with pizza nights instead of the anticipated cultural feast. The once excited family now faced a month of monotony, nursing sick kids and bickering over whose fault it was. The dream of exploring the Scottish Highlands was replaced by the mundane reality of household chores and endless reruns on TV. Yet, in the midst of the chaos, there was a glimmer of humor. The Kia, burdened with its roof-loaded luggage carrier, resembled a quirky mobile home on wheels. Chris, ever the optimist, joked that at least they had their very own rooftop penthouse. The boys, covered in itchy spots, found amusement in their newfound resemblance to aliens. Nancy, though exhausted, couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. As the days passed, the Hudsons learned to find joy in the unexpected. Pizza nights turned into family game nights, and the cramped motel rooms became the backdrop for hilarious bedtime stories. The temporary rooftop luggage carrier became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that even when everything goes wrong, there's room for laughter and unexpected adventures. In the end, the Hudsons realized that the true magic of a family vacation wasn't in the exotic destinations or perfectly executed plans. It was in the shared laughter, the inside jokes born out of chaos, and the bonds forged through overcoming adversity. The failed trip to Scotland became a story they would tell for years to come, a tale of resilience, laughter, and the unpredictable journey that is family life.
In the sun-soaked land of carefree coconut trees and crystal-clear azure waters, four friends decided they needed a break from the monotonous rhythm of everyday life. Susan, the adventurous soul with an infectious laugh; Mike, the laid-back surfer dude with a penchant for tropical cocktails; Emily, the brainy botanist with a green thumb; and Tom, the witty comedian who could turn any situation into a punchline. Dreaming of an exotic island getaway, the quartet scoured travel websites in search of the perfect destination. After hours of debate, they settled on the mysterious and alluring Isla de los Muertos, an island rumored to be a paradise untouched by the ravages of mass tourism. Little did they know that their tropical escape would take an unexpected, undead twist. As their plane touched down on the island's sun-kissed runway, the friends couldn't contain their excitement. The air was thick with humidity, and the scent of blooming hibiscus lingered in every breath. Their hotel, the Palm Paradise Resort, stood like a beacon of luxury against the backdrop of palm-fringed beaches and turquoise seas. With suitcases full of swimsuits, sunscreen, and high expectations, they were ready for a week of blissful relaxation. However, their island utopia quickly turned into a nightmare when, on their first day at the beach, a peculiar sight unfolded before them. Instead of the usual vacationers enjoying the surf, a horde of disheveled, sunburned figures staggered toward them. Only one word escaped their blue-tinged lips: brains. Initially mistaking the bizarre scene for a quirky island tradition, Susan burst into laughter. "Well, this is a unique welcome party." Mike squinted, scratching his sun-kissed head. "Looks like they've taken the sun-kissed thing a bit too literally." As the undead mob closed in, it dawned on the friends that this was no ordinary beach day. Panic set in, but Tom, ever the comedian, managed to find humor in the situation. "Guess we should have read the fine print in the travel brochure: beware of the living dead, bring extra sunscreen." Frantically scanning their surroundings for a way out, Emily spotted a beachside bar that seemed strangely zombie-free. The group sprinted towards it, dodging clumsy, undead sunbathers. Once inside, they barricaded the doors with lounge chairs, creating a makeshift fortress of beach towels and parasols. "Now what?" Susan asked, her laughter replaced by a nervous chuckle. Mike, ever the surfer with a knack for improvisation, pointed to the bar. "Well, we're on an island, right? Might as well mix up some zombie cocktails while we figure out how to escape the undead horde." As they concocted fruity beverages with a splash of coconut rum, Tom quipped, "Who knew our vacation would turn into a zombication? I guess we're truly in a deadly paradise." Despite the dire situation, the friends couldn't help but find humor in the irony of their predicament. With each sip of their makeshift cocktails, they devised a plan to escape the island and its unexpected inhabitants. Their first challenge was the limited supply of sunscreen, the only effective weapon against the undead's sun-sensitive skin. Emily, always resourceful, remembered reading about a local legend involving a hidden cave that supposedly housed an ancient sunscreen reserve. The friends agreed that venturing into the heart of the island was their only chance of finding enough SPF to outwit the undead. Armed with makeshift weapons crafted from pool noodles and beach umbrellas, the group set out on a perilous journey through dense jungles and abandoned resorts. As they traversed the island's interior, they encountered both comical and terrifying scenarios: zombie parrots squawking ominous warnings, undead surfers riding waves without boards, and sunburned zombies emerging from tanning beds. At one point, Tom quipped, "I always wanted a tan that could kill, but this is ridiculous." Despite the absurdity, the friends pressed on, driven by the hope of reaching the legendary sunscreen cave. Emily, leading the way with her botanist instincts, guided the group through the labyrinthine paths of the jungle. The air was thick with the scent of tropical flowers, and the ominous groans of zombies echoed through the trees. Finally, after a harrowing journey, they stumbled upon the entrance to the cave. Inside, the walls glittered with the shimmering hues of ancient SPF concoctions, coconut-scented, aloe-infused, and even a limited-edition mango passion fruit blend. It was a paradise within the zombie-infested nightmare they found themselves in. With their newfound arsenal, the friends embarked on a quest to liberate the island from its undead inhabitants. Armed with water guns filled with the ancient sunscreen mixtures, they engaged in epic battles with the sunburned zombies. As the sunscreen-splattered zombies retreated in confusion, the friends couldn't help but chuckle at the absurdity of the situation. "We're like the protectors of the world's rarest SPF reserve," Mike quipped as he sprayed a zombie with a tropical scented mist. The battles continued for days, and the friends became a formidable team of sunscreen-wielding warriors. Susan's infectious laughter became a rallying cry, and Tom's witty remarks lifted their spirits amidst the chaos. Emily's botanical knowledge proved crucial in identifying the most effective sunscreen mixtures, while Mike's surfer skills made him a master of dodging zombie attacks. As they fought their way through the island, the friends uncovered the truth behind the zombie outbreak, a misguided attempt by a local scientist to create the ultimate tanning lotion, resulting in an unintended zombie apocalypse. With the scientist's help, they concocted a formula to reverse the effects of the sunburned undead, turning them back into ordinary beachgoers. The island slowly transformed from a zombie-infested nightmare into the paradise they had initially envisioned. The once disheveled zombies now lounged on the beaches, sipping coconut drinks and basking in the tropical sun. In the end, the friends realized that sometimes, even in the face of a zombie apocalypse, laughter and camaraderie could turn a dire situation into an unforgettable adventure. As they boarded the last plane off the island, they looked back at the sun-soaked paradise, now free from the undead menace. With a final glance, Susan grinned and said, "Well, that was one hell of a vacation. Who knew sunscreen could save the day?" The tale of the friends who turned a zombie apocalypse into a sun-soaked adventure became a legendary story whispered among beachgoers. Isla de los Muertos, once shrouded in mystery and fear, transformed into a sought-after destination for those seeking a truly unforgettable vacation, where laughter, sunscreen, and a touch of the undead made for the perfect blend of paradise. In the quaint suburb of Meadowville, where white picket fences lined the streets and each house had a perfectly manicured lawn, lived the eccentric Haversham family. Mrs. Haversham, a middle-aged woman with a fondness for antique furniture, was off on a European escapade, leaving her beloved parrot, Sir Reginald, in the care of the unsuspecting pet sitter, Samantha. Samantha was your typical 29-year-old, caught in the throes of existential uncertainty, and with a penchant for mismatched socks. She had taken up pet sitting to fund her latest hobby, attempting to teach goldfish synchronized swimming. The arrival of Sir Reginald promised a break from the mundane routine, but little did Samantha know, her life was about to take a feathered turn into the bizarre. As Samantha entered the Haversham residence, she was greeted by the booming voice of Sir Reginald, perched atop a gilded cage that seemed to outshine the sun. The flamboyant parrot eyed her suspiciously, as if he had been expecting an FBI interrogation rather than a pet sitter. "Ahoy there, matey. You must be the new captain of this floating vessel. I hope you're ready for a wild ride," squawked Sir Reginald, flapping his wings with theatrical flair. Samantha, momentarily taken aback by the over-the-top greeting, chuckled nervously. "Hello, Sir Reginald. I'm Samantha, your temporary caretaker. Any specific pirate code I should be aware of?" The parrot cackled maniacally, and Samantha couldn't help but wonder if she had signed up for more than she bargained for. She was entirely unaware, Sir Reginald's theatrics were just the beginning of her adventure. As the days passed, Samantha's routine involved feeding Sir Reginald his favorite blend of organic seeds and engaging in half-hearted conversations about the weather. However, the quirky parrot soon took a detour into the melodramatic, revealing unsettling secrets about the Haversham family. "Psst, Samantha. I've got the lowdown on the Havershams. You won't believe what's been happening behind closed doors, Sir Reginald whispered conspiratorially one day. Samantha, intrigued and slightly concerned, leaned in. What's the scoop, Sir Reginald? The parrot, with a dramatic flair that rivaled a Shakespearean soliloquy, spilled the beans on Mr. Haversham's secret salsa dancing lessons, Mrs. Haversham's clandestine affair with the local barista, and the twins' elaborate plan to turn the family home into a haunted mansion to scare away potential buyers. Samantha couldn't help but burst into laughter. Sir Reginald, you're a regular gossip columnist. But I'm not sure I believe all this drama. The parrot fixed her with a piercing gaze. Oh, believe it, my dear. There's more to this family than meets the eye. You're just scratching the surface. As the days went by, Sir Reginald's revelations grew darker. He spoke of coded messages hidden in the family's seemingly innocent dinner conversations and hinted at mysterious disappearances of previous pet sitters who had dared to pry too much into the Havershams' affairs. Samantha, caught between skepticism and curiosity, found herself entangled in a web of family drama and enigmatic disappearances. The once light-hearted pet-sitting job had morphed into a comedic noir mystery, with Sir Reginald as the eccentric detective leading her down a feathered rabbit hole. One evening, as Samantha prepared Sir Reginald's evening meal, the parrot squawked urgently, "Samantha, we're on the brink of uncovering the family's deepest, darkest secret. But beware, danger lurks in the shadows." Samantha, now fully invested in the absurdity of it all, played along. What secret could possibly be darker than Mr. Haversham's secret stash of disco records? Sir Reginald's eyes gleamed. The Haversham family is involved in a plot to control the world's supply of sequins. Yes, sequins. They've been stockpiling them in the basement, plotting a glittery takeover. Samantha couldn't hold back her laughter. Sir Reginald, you've outdone yourself this time. Sequins? Really? But just as she dismissed the parrot's conspiracy theory as avian absurdity, she stumbled upon a locked door in the Haversham's basement. The door, adorned with a peculiar pattern of sequins, seemed to corroborate Sir Reginald's outlandish claim. Determined to unravel the mystery, Samantha enlisted the help of her equally skeptical best friend, Jake. Armed with a borrowed lock-picking kit and fueled by a desire for adventure, they cracked open the sequin-covered door, revealing a room filled with glimmering sequins of every shape and color imaginable. As they stood in disbelief, the Haversham twins, wearing bedazzled disguises, emerged from the shadows. Well, 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 if it isn't the nosy pet sitter and her accomplice. You've uncovered our sequin empire, smirked one of the twins. Samantha, struggling to keep a straight face, asked, Sequins? Seriously? What's the big secret? The twins exchanged mischievous glances before revealing their master plan. We're going to revolutionize the fashion industry, one sparkly outfit at a time. The world will bow before the mighty Haversham sequin empire. Samantha and Jake erupted into laughter. The grandiose plot to control sequins was nothing more than a glittery scheme concocted by the mischievous twins. The Haversham family, it seemed, was not involved in anything more sinister than a quirky fashion endeavor. As Samantha left the Haversham's house, Sir Reginald bid her farewell with a theatrical bow. Until next time, Samantha. Remember, the truth is often stranger than fiction. The Haversham sequin empire became the talk of the town, with Meadowville residents donning sequined ensembles in solidarity with the twins' glittery revolution. The parrot's elaborate tales, while utterly absurd, had added a touch of eccentricity to the suburban routine. Samantha, having navigated the tangled web of family drama, mysterious disappearances, and sequin conspiracies, left behind the Havershams and their feathered detective, she had no idea her next pet-sitting adventure would be just as bizarre and uproariously funny as the one with the paranoid parrot, Sir Reginald. The world of pet-sitting, it seemed, was a treasure trove of unexpected twists and turns, where laughter echoed louder than the quirks of the most eccentric pets.
I would like to thank you for watching the video to the end. To encourage us to make more videos, please like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Check out this other video if you haven't already.